Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and this is going to be my review for the Attack on Titan OVA's No Regrets Part 1 and 2. We got to see what Levi was like in the underground for a time, and he had two friends, Furlon and Isabella. Or Isabel, whatever you want to call it. Isabel. And I actually noticed that does her eye change colors? Because at one point she looked like she had green eyes, and another point before they left the underground it looked like she had blue eyes. So I don't know. Let me know if I was looking at it wrong or something in the comments. But yeah, even down there he was a clean freak. Even more so considering how dirty it was down there. Anyway, they were trying to obviously earn money, and somehow they got some hands on some ODM gear. Enough from guessing 3 sets of ODM gear, because it was him, Furlon, and Isabel that were using the gear. And somehow they taught themselves how to use it, because I'm assuming that nobody taught them, except until they got to Isabel, in which case they taught her how to use it. But as for the other two, they learned themselves. Anyway, they end up getting approached by the noble in charge of the underground, I'm guessing, that asked them to do a job, and if they decided to do it, they, according to them, would come after them sooner or later. So no matter what they decided, they were already involved in this. Turns out that they were the scouts, specifically Erwin. So they end up in a chase scene where the others are they're chasing after them. Where, Erwin and them were chasing after Levi and the others. They managed to catch them and asked them, how'd you get the gear? How'd you learn how to use it? And would you join us? And we never did find out what the job was they had to do, at least until a little bit later in the episodes. We find out that apparently Erwin's got some documents on him that implicate the counselor, whoever it is, in something, and the guy wants the documents and wants Erwin dead. So that's what they have to do for their job. Obviously, Levi's got a bit of an issue with how they run things in the bunkhouse, because the bunkhouse is filthy in comparison, to his high standards at least. And they end up having to set up for an expedition. And he tells his friends, please, to make up an excuse as to why you can't go. Because he's not saying it, but that's telling that he doesn't want them to go because he knows that they could risk dying. Because even the most seasoned of Scout Regiment cadet could get killed in one misstep or running into an abnormal. But they obviously tell him, no, we're going with you. We do this together. And obviously nobody knows what could happen on this expedition. They could all come out alive, or they could all end up dead, or, well, some of them survive. Anyway, they go on the expedition, and Levi tries to put the plan in motion where he goes to take out Erwin and get the documents in the cover of the bad weather. However, he ends up running past an abnormal without even realizing it. Then he goes back to check on them and finds them all dead. Poor Isabel got her head torn off, essentially, because that's all we see of her. And Furlon got eaten in half, I guess, because we see the top half of him, but not the bottom half. And everybody else is obviously dead. That were with them, of course, because there were obviously 2 different groups. And Levi does not take that well. No, he does not. Yeah, because those were the 2 closest things he had to friends, if he'd considered them friends. And he went nuts on killing that Titan. And Erwin shows up, and Levi tries to complete the mission by saying he's going to kill him, And everyone just tosses the documents on the ground, knowing that this is what they were there for. He knew all along. But those were dummy ones, because the real ones already got to Zacharias at this point. So, yeah, they failed their mission, but Erwin wants him to still be in the Scouts because he's really strong. And he essentially tells him, don't regret any decision you make, because that could end up messing with your head and impact your next decision, which could get you killed. And so this is how Levi joined the Scouts. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction, and I will see you all next time.